Hello, everyone. This is Rick with the Cyber Pro podcast. Industry leaders share their insights. It's about 5 questions and hopefully under 9 minutes because hackers never sleep. Let's get to it. Andrew, question number one: who are you and what do you do?
Good question. Andrew Dutton. I'm a cybersecurity professional. What do I do? I believe that at the core, I help organizations and people understand cybersecurity so it's not so daunting of a task. You know what I mean? And I think that's really my core value. Of course, I do all kinds of different stuff, but that's for another day.
That's amazing. And as always, early in the conversation, thank you for your service. You're a former Army vet like me, so awesome.
Thank you very much.
So, what do you love about being a cyber professional and some could say a cyber expert?
A lot of honestly, especially when talking about these types of things, really what it akin to is back to the service, where you felt part of a team and you were all against a common foe. It's very much the same thing in the cybersecurity profession, right? It's people are breaking down barriers. We speak to each other. There's no hidden agendas, right? We're all on the same side against a common enemy really almost like organized crime. You're against the same thing. One person might be looking at it from a different lens, but you're really looking at trying to stop the same folks, right? So I really think that there's this camaraderie that doesn't exist in other parts of IT or other parts of business necessarily, and that's really what I feel is some of the best things about being a cybersecurity professional.
Love it. Yeah, the team concept, both internal and external, is great. I just came back from DEF CON and learned a whole bunch from people that are just like you and I. So it was a blast. What do you think this statement means? Cybersecurity is a top concern.
Well, I think that statement means that in our current situation, not just business, but users, right? That we've realized that that cybersecurity is the main focus because we have to protect our digital assets, right? And everything now is a digital asset, so it's almost like the seat belts of the 70s, right? We need to save lives, right? I mean, really, this is really a core value now, is understanding that it's not just for you and I and the enterprise, but it's our 80-year-old mother, right, who's doing online banking, or someone else who's involved in something nefarious that they have no idea, right, because they're being conned by someone. So I think that really it's become that like seatbelt thing, or the 70s, picking up trash, a sort of a cultural thing that needs to be addressed.
No, and that's super insightful. I always have people tell me, they're worried not just about us who understand cyber, but like you said, your 80-year-old grandmother who somebody gave her an iPhone and she's loving it to death. So let's pull that thread just a little bit. How can we be better at educating the average user?
So that's a good question, right? And I will tell you that in general, cybersecurity professionals need to understand how to communicate at different levels, right? That's really key. You just mentioned you went to DEF CON, right? And we got super technical folks, but not always can they speak to the normal users, or enterprise level, the C level, right? So it really is a constant battle to try to focus. Oh, let's go back to the military, right? So you're a general, right? But you're still having to talk to senators, right? You're still having to talk to the president. Maybe it never served in the military, right? How do you then provide information, to different kinds of people in your culture, and specifically what they want to know about? It's really difficult, and I see it all the time. I see it in board meetings. I see it in just general user communications, right? You're just trying to talk to somebody, right? It becomes almost an art to be able to provide a knowledge in a way where people will get it, right?
No, and that's a great response. Let's piggyback that into what insight do you want to share with our community?
Well, that is a really big insight, is understanding how to build awareness and culture, right? Okay, one of the things I'll tell you, if you were on my team, I say, you know what? We're not the cybersecurity team. Everyone's part of the cybersecurity team, right? Everyone has a part to play in this, right? Everyone has to be vigilant. It's no, going through basic training, you learn you're in a foxhole. You're not shooting in front of you, right? You're shooting the guy next to you, right? Or the person next to you, right? And you need to make sure that you have that sort of teamwork built out. So you're always pushing culture, pushing awareness. And this happens not as one big training program that comes down and people watch videos. This happens every single day, right? This happens through emails. This happens through tips and tricks. This happens through talking to people by the water cooler. This happens by you living that cultural types of thing and not being, the cybersecurity department in the cloud, right? And you're just in charge of everything. No, it really is that everyone is on your team, and there's not one person that's any less than any other person.
Love it. I can't say that that is not probably one of the most insightful I've had in a while. So thank you for that. Now to the fun question. What's your favorite piece of retro technology that makes you smile?
So I have three of these in my garage, but my first mainstream computer was called the Amiga, right? This is the late 80s, right? My first one was Amiga 500. I played Dungeon Master on it, and it was the first game I ever finished. Yeah, and I have two 500s and 1,000 in my garage. So that's
that's
probably it.
that's awesome. Thank you so much for being on the Cyber Pro podcast.
No problem. I love being here. I appreciate it.
You did it. You made it to the end. Thanks for watching the Cyber Pro podcast. Check us out for more content.